today for monthly recommendations for the month of July, and the theme this month is my auto-buy authors. I have so many videos to film at the moment, just as a warning that there will be a lot being posted in the next week, because it's like I'm getting to the end of the month and all the stuff that I need to do for that, and the booktubeathon's happening at the moment and everything's kind of happening. But yes, I've got a lot of authors to recommend. How many do I have to you? I have 10 authors that I would generally just buy all their books because I love them. I've read most of the books that these authors have published, but I'm still behind on a few of them. But these are just authors that if there's a new book that gets released, I will buy it. And I'm recommending these authors to you because they're amazing. So the first author I'd like to recommend is Sarah J Maas, and she has written the A Court of Thorns and Roses series and the Throne of Glass series, and I have read every book up to date that she has published because I just can't help it. I need to read all of her books and I can't wait for more to come out. But she just has such an interesting writing style, and like the worlds that she creates, like Throne of Glass is a first series, like the first book isn't the best. Like it's well written and there is foreshadowing in the first book that leads to stuff in the later books, but she definitely gets better and better with the world building. So when you read ACOTAR, there is so much world building in this series, and as a whole it just, the whole thing is written so beautifully. And it's just, she just, like the characters too, like you have Rhysand, man. Rhysand was invented because of this woman, and it's just, he's so dear to me. So definitely recommend Sarah J Maas. The next author I'd like to recommend is Claudia Gray. So I've pretty much just grabbed the first books of People series. So she's written the Evernight series, the 1,000 Pieces of You series. This is a standalone, which is Fateful, which is like about the Titanic, which is really cool. And she's written the Spellcaster series, and I also have Defy the Stars by her, but I haven't read it yet. But she is one of my favorite authors. The first thing I've read from Claudia Gray was the Spellcaster series, and I loved it, and then I've just continued buying and buying and buying. So every time she publishes a book, I'm on it, I buy them. But there's like, I've still got some books in the Evernight series, and I don't know if there's another series or another book of hers that she's published that I just haven't got to yet. But I automatically just want to read everything that she writes because she has such interesting worlds and stories, and they're all so different. Like nothing really like feels similar. Like with ACOTAR, like Sarah J Maas, even though she's got these two series, they do kind of feel like they kind of blend for me in a way that I wish they were all one series. But for Claudia Gray, everything she writes stands out to me, and it's done in such a beautiful way, and just, she's an author that you guys should read and buy from because she's great. There's an author that I just forgot, and I've just grabbed her books now, and that's Amanda Hawking, so it's going to be 11 on the list now. But she's an author that I love, and I just think she just writes such great stories, and even though they're older and not many people are really talking about them anymore, they should be more hype. So she's written the Wake Quartet, the Trill series, and the spin-off series that's like the Frostfire books about a different character. But she writes really interesting worlds, and I've always enjoyed her books and had a lot of fun with her books, and I just want to recommend her because like more people need to, like, we need to bring the hype back again for Amanda Hawking. Like, recently, like in the past year, Freaks was published, and there was a bit of hype around her again, but we need to bring the hype back because she's so awesome and a great author that I think you all need to read. I'm sorry, I've grabbed another one because I keep thinking of more authors that auto buys for me, and I just want to talk about all of them. So now there will be 12. This one is Kiera Cass, who has written The Selection and The Siren. These are the only ones that I've read by her, and I don't think she's got any more published, but I'm gonna have to look into that more. But she just writes books that are just so easy to read. Like The Selection might not be the best story ever, but it's just a really easy book, and it's a lot of fun, and it's just really, like, I've read everything by her I think that she has published, and anything else that she's gonna write I'll want to buy. And The Siren was such a good like siren book, and it had such good story elements. But she just, again, they all write really great worlds, these authors, but I love her so much. The next author is Becky Alberti, who's written Simons versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda and The Upside of Unrequited. These are the only 2 books she's published at the moment, so she'll be easy for me to automatically buy every book that she publishes from now on. But she just writes really great contemporaries, and that's all that she has written so far. So I don't know if she would, like, this sun is really bothering me, I need to like fix this. There we go. But she definitely just has adorable contemporaries with great characters and great messages, and so much diversity that's just the best. To recommend one of my favorites is Jennifer L Armentrout, who has written the Lux series, the White Hot Kiss trilogy, and The Problem with Forever. She's written a few others. Like I still own a lot of her books that I need to get to, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but I automatically just want to buy all her books. Like she's got one coming out this year at some point that I'm just like going to get onto and buy. And like The Problem probably went forever as one of my favorite books probably by her. Like, even though her series are great, this was just a really amazing contemporary book that everyone needs to read. But her books are just a lot of fun, and really like great characters have come out of her series, and yeah, you guys all need to check it out. The next author I'd like to recommend is Laini Taylor, who's written The Strange, the Dreamer and the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I have only read these 2 books by her, and I've got the rest of this trilogy to read, and the next one and this one hasn't come out. But this woman is the best writer. I'm gonna say that. She writes the best stories. Like, the description is just so next level, and it's like, and not even like people who try to put as many metaphors and shit in their books. It's just, it doesn't work sometimes, but Laini Taylor does it. It works. The description of her works is so well, and I just feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm everywhere that she writes, and it's so good, and the characters and the story, and it's just, oh my god, I love her, and everyone needs to read her books. The next author I'd like to recommend is Cassandra Clare, who has written so many books, but like mainly it's the Shadowhunter books that she's written. That one died. So we've got The City of Bones, and we've got The Infernal Devices and The Dark Artifices. There's some more books there that I could pick up, but there's so many. But she has written something else besides Shadowhunters, which is The Iron Trial, which was with Holly Black as well. But she writes an amazing world in the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and it's like any book that gets published from this Chronicles I'm gonna read. But I also think that because Cassandra Clare has so much detail, and she just weaves in so many elements, and it's like things just, you get picking up things in every book, and everything's so interlocked and intertwining that any new series that she's gonna write, because it's like Shadowhunters is pretty hard to beat for her, but I will read anything that she writes because it's just, she has such a way with stories and characters, and it kills me. But I love it, so I can't wait to see more from her that is not Shadowhunters. Like, I do love the Shadowhunters world, and I'm gonna keep having this for the next 5 years, but I can't wait to see what else she can write. Next author I'd like to recommend is Nicola Yoon, who has written Everything Everything and The Sun Is Also a Star. These are again the only 2 books that she's written, so I'm patiently waiting for more books from her because I've loved both of these stories, and I can't wait for more from her because it's gonna be so good, because she writes adorable contemporaries. And I think, like, again, like with some of these authors, is like they don't really go into the fantasy world, they stay in the contemporary element of books, but I just think anything she writes I'm gonna want to pick up because it's just, she does it in such a great way, and these are such fast reads that it's just so much fun to read them. Next I'd like to recommend Renee for you guys, who has written The Wrath and the Dawn and The Flame and the Mist, and I love everything. I've read all of her books that she's published so far, and she needs to write more. So when this came out I was so excited because it was only ever The Wrath and the Dawn for quite a while, and then it's like she published a new book, and I was just like, book, I got a new book. But I definitely love the worlds that she creates, and The Wrath and the Dawn is in like my top 5 favorite books, so I just, I can't. I love her so much, and I recommend her so much for you guys because she is an amazing author that you all need to check out. I don't know if you guys would be waiting for Casey West because she is one of my favorite contemporary authors, but she's written The Distance Between Us, oh, if I can lift him up, On the Fence, The Fill-In Boyfriend, and By Your Side. These are the only 4 of hers that I've read so far, but there's at least 3 more of hers that I think I haven't gotten to yet, but I really want to. But she just has great contemporary stories that are just really easy to read, and they flow nicely, and the characters are all great, and they all have like really good meanings in them. Like, even though they're all fun and fluffy, there is still that kind of sadness that's in these books that people need to overcome and get used to, and it's just, I love it so much, and they're great books. Like, they're so great. Hey guys, we're at the end here, but the last author I'd like to recommend is Rainbow Rowell, and she hasn't published anything for a while, so I'm waiting patiently for a new book from her. But she has written Fangirl, Eleanor and Park, and Attachments, and 2 other books that I still have yet to read, but I'm excited to get onto them. But her stories are just done so well, and again, Fangirl is probably one of my favorite books because it's just so relatable. But her books are just all so different and so much fun, and I just loved reading them, and I can't wait to read her other ones so I can actually say that I've read all of hers. But the next book that she publishes, I'm gonna automatically be there waiting to buy it because I can't wait. So those are the 12 auto-buy authors I'm gonna recommend because I just buy all their books, so it's how I feel. So hopefully you guys might check them out, or if you have read 1 or 2 books by these authors, check out their other ones because they're really great and I love them. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!